Welcome to the new season of College Football 25. We begin with a great rivalry between the Michigan Wolverines and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Michigan, Notre Dame, ready to play some ball? Let's start the year. So let's take it. Here's the top 25. As you see on your screen now, some teams are 1-0 because they played in week 0. North Carolina, Miami, and Oregon. But all the other teams, nothing and nothing. 0-0. Michigan, ready to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's time to play some football. The Michigan Wolverines will be wearing their all-blue home jerseys. Notre Dame in their white jerseys with gold pants. It's time to play ball via at halftime.
Welcome to Ann Arbor and the Big House, home to one of the most storied programs in college football and the first one to win 1,000 games, the Michigan Wolverines. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Michigan Wolverines offense takes the field. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Greasy, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Michigan really took it to Notre Dame the last time they met, and Hail to the Victors was playing loudly.
It was playing loudly, and they beat the snot out of the Irish. And the Irish better not forget that. And it was the physicality of Michigan taking over, and the Irish going to be ready today.
Yeah, Notre Dame was really upset. They just couldn't answer the bell. Everything seemed to snowball on them, one bad thing after another. They've got to be mentally tougher in this game.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Leaves it with the running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll keep it himself. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
How about the defensive end understanding football, understanding that I got to keep outside contain. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field, and get him to the ground.
They're setting the tone on this opening drive. 10th play coming here on 3rd and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. Moving closer to the red zone. It's at the 27 on 1st down. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the 1st down. Up to 44 yards on the ground already. That is a way to make a statement early. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right.
Throw to the end zone, picked off.
Well, we knew coming into this one, this was an offense that wanted to come out, sling it around, but the timing is going to have to be a whole lot better. This defense has athletes who can close on the ball and make plays, and you saw it right there in that interception to open this game.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Got his man to the left. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Nice play there. And I know when you think Notre Dame football, you're thinking about running the football and all those NFL offensive linemen they have, but when you've got playmakers like him on the perimeter, you've got to be able to take advantage of him. This guy has the chance to play on Sundays. He's too good. If you've got a window to throw and that guy's out running a route, give him an opportunity.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pulls it in. It's Williams. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Just an ill-advised play by the defender to make contact with the quarterback after the throw, and it cost his team. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Finds the tight end. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field, the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll run it from the gun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab down the middle. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another 1st down. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Pushed back behind the chains. It's 1st and 15. Used the play fake, now to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Gilbert. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Irish! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
There's no logical reason these two shouldn't play every year. The proximity, both powerhouses, but squabbles get in the way from time to time, guys.
They sure do, and I think Notre Dame being an independent always makes things tricky and difficult, but at the same time, they're always playing USC every year, David. I'd love to see them schedule Michigan each and every season.
And just make it happen. We've lost so many rivalries in sports because of money, because of conference realignment. We don't need to lose another one.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. The offense starts with a short field. Running back searching for a hole. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain. In this rivalry, you could just about write the history of the game. Rodney and Fielding Yost, Schembechler and Holtz, the Rocket and Desmond Howard. So many great moments in this rivalry, which has been played since the 1800s.
So many great moments, so many great plays, great players. And how about the uniforms? Just clean, beautiful, pristine unis.
This is just classic college football. Because of all those names that Reese just ripped off, this game always seems to come down to the final play.
It is good! And that will extend their lead even further. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Palmer, and get you the football.
And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Now the defense has got it, and they're going the other way. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Don't just get the ball, score with the ball. Defense did.
What a nice job by the defense. Not only getting the football out, the awareness to scoop it up. I got space, get up the field, a little caravan to the end zone, making the big play. And this offense in game one, man, not only do you give up the turnover, you give up a touchdown, and you haven't scored that many points. They got to get it together.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're lining up to kick it away, and that defense salivating after getting the scoop and score. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. From the gun, the ground game. At the 35, he's got room. He's piled up 87 yards rushing in this first half, and he is making quite the impression in the opener. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. He breaks a tackle.
This running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him and just, you know what, let his talent do the rest.
Tackle is made after the first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. On the move, it's Marshall. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. This time they'll go to the running game.
When I go into every game, I want to get my running back going. I want to get the ground game going, and he has. This afternoon, over 100 yards now, showed you a little bit of everything in the run game, and that's why this offense has been humming.
Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Snagged in the middle, it's Westbrook. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He caught it. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right, and maybe the other team doesn't even get a chance to answer.
They're strong, and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan.
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing, I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They've been outstanding here in this first half. Might as well try for the knockout punch, David.
Yeah, confident.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Pirouettes through. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Picks up just a few before he's brought down. Not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Looking for a block. It's Davis. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's Figueroa. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. What a disappointment. No good. A missed field goal leaves us with a double-digit game still sitting at 10. They'll start this drive with a pass. Got a man, it's Marco. They'll immediately call timeout. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He wants to throw here on second down. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return coming here. Fair catch is signal
And the
for
pack number 1, Notre Dame
just
is
shy of the
Michigan
30.
by
We've
10,
played 2
17
quarters
to
here.
7.
Time-
But the defense looked pretty well at the end of the first half. Filippo 7 of 9, 62 yards and a pick. But it was Jordan Marshall 18 for 103 already and a touchdown for Michigan. Well, second half football is starting right now here from Ann Arbor.
In our halftime update, the Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here come the Irish back on offense. They start this third quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
Well, they picked up that first running the football. That's good news for an offensive line that really has been getting pushed around and bullied in this game so far. Let's see what happens moving.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
Hey, listen, it's not just the offense that makes adjustments at halftime. The defense does too, and that time maybe showing a little bit of a different look than what they did in the first half. Looked like they confused the quarterback. They're able to come away with a pick.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Offensively, are you going to take 4 to 6 every play? Yes, please. Sign me up for that. I'm going to take that every single time. Great job by the offense. Staying patient, staying true to who they are. You want to run the football. You want to be physical. You want to establish yourself. Check, check, check.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the ground. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
The defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And look, this guy has some serious moves, and he tried all of them and still didn't get loose. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown, and the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. They'll play it safe and try for 3. It's good. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. We'll see if they can dig one up. It goes forward this time on second down from the 18. Quarterback on the keeper. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. And he just throws it away on 3rd down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. Fair catch just inside the 40. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. On the run, it's Marshall. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. 3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. From the gun, wants to pass. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Mesa grabbing up for the first. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on 1st down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good 2nd down.
He'll do it himself. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. He has been in see-ball, get-ball mode all day, and he is making his mark in this rivalry game, guys.
I'll tell you, he was sick and tired of reading about and hearing about the offenses coming into this one. This guy had his own designs and his own...
What a cut. Now he's loose. Touchdown, Wolverines. Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
And that is the first passing touchdown, first of many of the season for this offense. Nice drive by the offense. Way to finish it, take care of the football, make some plays in the passing game. This offense looks like they're going to be a really hard one to stop.
On to attempt the try. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the 3rd. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. UAB answered the bell away from Protective Stadium today with an impressive victory. The Blazers knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Zone equals eyes. When I say that, DBs, linebackers, all covering the middle of the field. So many guys over the middle of the field trying to take away the easy stuff, but reading the quarterback's eyes the whole time. Whenever he breaks to throw that football and that hand separates from the ball, I'm breaking on it, and you could tell they had a beat on it. Nice cut, nice instincts. Give me that INT.
It's 1st down from the 11. He'll pull it on the read. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the 4th all tied up. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. He'll keep it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Splits the uprights right down the middle. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. 1st down here for the offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And he gets it out past the sticks, and Notre Dame will have a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31. Got 3 on 1st down and 2nd and 7. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. They've got him looking to run, but they're going to throw it. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
I think if your offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the lead late. If you get the 1st down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are touching the football here.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They have the lead in a 1-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Galipo will kneel it, and Michigan pulls it out today, 20-17, at home in the Big House. Coming back from down 17,
That's what you want. You want to come out
at least
find a way to win. Was it
17-0.
perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout the season, but 1-0, that's where you want to be.
Coming back
And I think if you're the
from
coaching staff and the
17 to
winning
nothing
team, you've got to like what you just seen.
to
First game
win
of
the
the
ball
year,
game,
there was
20 to
tremendous
17.
effort on the field. Guys flying
Galipo
around,
13 of 16,
flying to the
136, a
football,
touchdown and a
trying to make
pick.
the plays necessary to win this game. They definitely
Marshall,
made a few
23
mistakes,
for
but that's what
128 and a
practice is for.
touchdown.
If you're the coaching staff, I think
The
you're
receiving
very,
touchdown
very
went to
positive
Cedric
right now
Westbrook.
moving forward.
Got a breakout game,
That's
4
going to do it for
receptions,
us
69
from
yards.
here. Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has
But
been
it was the
another
defense
presentation
again.
of
Josiah
EA
Edmond and
Sports
Tobias
College Football.
Spoon both got picks. Jamie Savage went 2 for 3 on field goals and perfect 2 for 2 on extra points. We did not punt today. Kenny Minchie for Notre Dame, 7 of 15, 79 yards, and 3 interceptions. Oh yeah, Jalen Watson got a pick as well. Notre Dame's only pick came from Fulton Biggs, but they also had a defensive touchdown. Cole Marka, 10 rushes, 37 yards, and a touchdown for the Fighting Irish. Receiving. Cam Williams, 3 for 43. And Willard made 1 field goal and 2 extra points. Notre Dame loses in heartbreaking fashion, 20-17. But Michigan is the winner in the rivalry game, the first rivalry game in this rivalry since 2019. Michigan should stay at the number 1 position next week. We'll see. We fall to number 2 in the nation. Georgia must have had a better win. Oh, Miami. Didn't they play the number 3 team in the nation? Yeah, they did. Miami was 3 last week. Georgia was 2. Miami takes over the number 1 spot with their dominating victory over Georgia. Michigan falls to number 2 in the country. Going into our game, going into our bye week, which we will be skipping. Michigan wins it 20-17 against Notre Dame. A close, hard-fought game. Alexander Gaskin commits to the university. Next week we play Louisville on the road in Louisville, Kentucky. McMillan, the best player in the country right now. The Michigan Wolverines would love him to come to Ann Arbor. Looks like he's a pretty darn good receiver. But we'll see later. Michigan will play Louisville next week at 7:30. Early road game, early hostile environment. We'll see how it works out. Michigan defeats Notre Dame 20-17 in week 1 of 2028 here in the final season of the Michigan Dynasty. At least, I think it's going to be the final season. But Michigan, we could continue this series until NCAA Football 26 comes out, and then pick up a dynasty there as Michigan to rebuild the Wolverines back up. Michigan beats Notre Dame 20-17. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, to all of you Wolverine fans out there, go Blue.